So correct seat already there. You can go in your crisscross legs, or if it feels a little bit better, if it doesn't feel nice to cross your legs, then just put your legs out like so. We'll take a big breath in, reach our arms up to the sky. Try to touch our thumbs together at the top with our eyes closed, and then bring the hands back towards the earth. So inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, bringing the hands back towards the earth. Moving at our own pace and making sure today to honor any injuries that you might have, any limitations. One more, we'll turn it into a twist. Left hand over to your right knee. We'll look over that back shoulder. Inhale, open up and twist over to the other side. A few more on either side. And close your eyes and challenge your inner awareness and your balance throughout the class. One more. We'll sweep both of our arms up and tip over to your left, looking under your right elbow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tip over and look under the other elbow. One more on each side. Really quick warm up, and then we'll make our way to all fours. So take your time getting there. So if this is your first class, it's a very condensed version. It's usually a lot longer. Cat and cow. So there's some space between our knees, our hands. We roll through our cat pose, and then inhale, open up into cow. So exhaling cat, one vertebrae at a time. Inhaling cow. So if anyone wants to make this a little bit harder, you'll bring your feet or your knees up off the mat and go through your cat and cow like so. We've got our knees right underneath our hips. One more. And then spinal balance, reaching our right arm forward, your left foot back. Nice and long, and then bringing that elbow to the knee underneath your body in a little crunch. Inhale, extension. Exhale, that little crunch. So we'll do about 4 or 5 on this side. Just warming up our backs. Last one, move through the other side. Inhale, extend. Exhale, a little crunch underneath. Move with your own breath. Let go of any competition or judgment. Last one. Right back to our all fours, and we'll go to child's pose or move up to downward dog with me. So child's pose is an option down here, or downward facing dog. So we're looking back at our toes, and we start by just pedaling our feet, pressing into our hands, our feet, and always keeping a little bend in our knees. Looking up between the hands now, we'll inhale to a full or kneeling plank. Exhale, reach back with your hips to downward facing dog. Inhaling plank, so we look between the hands. Exhale, downward dog, we look back at our feet. A couple more as we warm up our shoulders, stretching our hamstrings and our back. We'll meet in our plank pose where you can hold your plank or work on chaturanga. Go halfway down, kind of hover here, turn the tops of the feet onto the mat, and then push up into up dog. We'll turn the feet back and take it back to down dog. Let's add our breath now. Inhale into a full or kneeling plank. Exhale halfway or all the way down. Up dog, so the tops of the feet go onto the mat, and then we lift up and stretch the chest, turn the feet back, then downward dog. I'm going to show a modification because my shoulders are burning, so you can do something else. Inhale, full or kneeling plank with me. You can do your chaturanga halfway or go to your belly, up dog or cobra, and we'll all go back to down dog again. Looking up between the hands, we will walk, step, or jump our feet up between them. And come into halfway lift. Inhale. So we flatten out our backs. There's a little bend in our knees. And then fold again. So we're going to practice our jump back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump back to plank. Inhale, halfway lift. Come halfway up. Exhale, plank. Inhale, halfway lift. So here's our modification. Step it right back to chaturanga. Oh, my pants are gonna fall down. Chaturanga. Down dog. Hop, step, or jump up between the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. So that's that halfway back. Up dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Walk, step, or jump up between the feet. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale to chair. So we're bending our knees, lifting up our hearts, shifting our hips back. We can have your hands here. More challenge for your core is to reach your arms long. Forward fold, exhale. Can maintain a bend in our knees. Let our head be heavy though. Let the head just hang down and stretch your neck. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale to chair. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Grab your right hand, tip over to your left. Other side, so stretch that wrist out. We'll do lots of wrist work. All the way up. Hands come back behind us. We'll open up across our chest and hinge into forward fold. So if that doesn't feel nice for you, make sure you've got a little bend in your knees. That protects your back. So we don't want to lock our knees. Let's bring our hands to our shins. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, chair. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale to mountain pose. So just hanging out here. Oh, I love this song. Okay, probably get a copyright issue on the recording though. Right foot comes up to our mat. We'll step our left foot back and turn the heels or the toes so that we're facing the window, toes pointing out towards those corners. Big breath up, inhale. Exhale, bend our elbows, bend our knees, and we shift into sunflower, back up and down. So take a moment to make sure that your knees aren't going in front of your toes. Last one. And into sunflowers. We still bend our knees, but now reach for the mat. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hinge down. Challenge yourself to close your eyes and move with one big in breath, one big out breath. Last one. We'll hold it down in goddess pose. Bring our right elbow to our right knee and sweep our left arm up. Other side. Wonderful. Looking up the tops of our mats, let's come up. This is where you can adjust your clothes, have a drink. And we'll do sun salutations with, so I'll modify them at first, and then you have the option to do a little bit more with that jump back. All right, come up to the tops. Big breath up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. So just hang in half. Halfway lift, so we come halfway back up. Now we jump right back to plank or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. So hips off the mat or on. Down dog, exhale, or child's pose. We look up between our hands and bring our right foot to the inside of our right hand. Rise up to a lunge. And right back to chaturanga on a breath out or plank. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog, great job. Left foot comes up between the hands. Inhale to find your lunge. Exhale, chaturanga or right back to plank. Up dog or cobra. Downward dog. Now we hop, step, or jump up between the hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, chair pose, bend the knees, lift the chest. Exhale up into mountain. And again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, dive into your fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, strong core lifts up your body. Exhale, chaturanga or plank. Up dog or cobra. With our elbows towards the rib cage, back to down dog. Left foot comes up to between the hands. Take your time, rise to lunge on a big breath in, and downward dog or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. The right foot coming up between the hands. Take a big breath in, full or kneeling lunge. Exhale, chaturanga or plank. Elbows to the rib cage. Up dog or cobra. Downward dog, breathe out. Hop, step, or jump up between the hands. Halfway lift. Fold again. Inhale to your chair. Exhale to mountain. Okay, we just have one more. Big breath up, inhale. Getting hot in here now. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Fold again. Oh, I forgot the jump back. Jump back to plank or your chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Shine the heart through. Downward dog. Right foot between the hands. Inhale to one big lunge. Exhale back to chaturanga or plank. Up dog, inhale. So we open up. Exhale, down dog. Make sure there's a bend in your knees. Left foot between the hands. Inhale your lunge. Exhale, chaturanga. Amazing job. Or plank. Up dog or cobra. Downward dog. Hold here on your downward dog. Pressing equally into our hands and our feet. I'm gonna do some stink bug push-ups. So you take your gaze up here. We'll turn our hands just slightly in and we keep our backsides up. That's why it's called stink bug. And we put our forehead, stamp it on the mat in front, in between our hands. Do about 3 or 4 of those. Stink bug push-ups, try to stamp your forehead down, keep your backside above your head. Last one. Amazing. Come back to our downward dog. We'll point those fingers back towards the top edge of our mat. Hop, step, or jump to halfway lift. Whew. Fold again. Inhale to chair. Exhale, rise up into mountain. All right, there's our warm up, our sun salutations done. How you doing, honey? All right, let's move into some lunges. We'll take our right foot to the top of your mat and your left foot back, way back. So far that we can't quite get our heel down, and your left quadriceps hugging your kneecap up and you're bending your right knee. Reach up into our lunge and check in with how it feels to let your eyes close. Challenge your balance and your awareness. Bringing our hands to our heart, we'll be moving into warrior 3, gazing in front of our front toe at first. And then straightening our front leg as we lift our back up into warrior 3, where our hands could continue to stay at our heart, or they could reach towards me, or even back towards your back heel. If you want a little more sensation, you could bend and straighten your supporting leg. And forward fold, exhale, fold in half. Let the head be heavy and dangle. We'll step our right foot back, bend our left knee, and rise up into our lunge on the other side. So we want to have a really strong right quad, hugging your kneecap up, and we bend our left knee. Hands can go at your heart if you're taking care of your back. Bring our biceps somewhere beside our ears. And close your eyes. Only if it feels okay. Shaking is okay. Those are all your muscle fibers getting stronger, especially in that front ankle. Let's bring our hands to heart and just gaze in front of our foot. Our affirmations today are about creating positive changes and habits. And let's shift up into warrior 3 as we lift up. So your hip, that right hip is facing the floor We don't want to open up, and choose where you want your arms. Consistency comes with some experience. All right, let's step that right foot back. This time the heel goes down and we're bending that left knee. We're opening up into warrior two. Softening our shoulders, your left knee is bending. We can look down our left hand if that feels okay. Actively reach with our fingertips. And take our left elbow to our left knee and reach our right arm up to the sky. So there's some options for this one. You can bring your hands down to the mat and reach long, or reach both arms long. Just see how that feels for your back. Oh, I don't need to move yet. Balancing half moon, so the weight's going to go onto your front foot. You'll lift your back up. This is where, if you were wondering what the blocks could be for, they could go under your hand here. Our chest is open towards the long back wall. And we'll forward fold. Sometimes I call it forward fall. Fall right into it. Let's step our left foot back. That heel will go down onto the mat so our toe turns out to the long edge, and we'll sweep our left arm up and our right arm forward. So your right arm's reaching and your left arm's reaching back. I'm going to lift up the shoulders so that they're on top of our hips. Close your eyes, settle into your breath. And then our options for side angle, either the elbow to the knee, or both arms reaching towards me, or one hand down on the mat. Other arm either long or up. Let's look down at the front foot, lift our back heel as we frame it, and step back to downward dog. You could rest here a little longer if you want to in child's pose. And then we'll come down to our forearms. Clasp our hands together and walk our feet closer to our elbows into dolphin. Breathe, so we can let our head be heavy here, but there's no weight on our head. We're stretching our hamstrings. Walk it to a forearm plank. So walk those feet back, shift into our forearm plank. So our backside now comes about the level of our shoulders. Wonderful. So we'll unclasp our hands, bring that right elbow in front, roll onto our feet into a forearm side plank. So some modifications would be to stack your feet or to have one in front of the other. Roll to the other side, elbow goes down, we roll onto the feet or we stack. But just think that there's a little fire underneath your hip bone and you want to lift away and out from it. All right, move to a regular forearm plank and down to all fours for our fun crow flow. So we've been practicing this for, I don't know, a month or two now. So you want to bolster or block inside of your front of your face. And we get into a wide squat. So if a squat doesn't feel great for you today, you put your block underneath your hips. And you can hang out like so. Okay, so if you're not used to doing crow pose, then don't lift your feet up when we come in. Hands come in front of us, and we start to squeeze our knees onto the backs of our arms. And we're looking forward at our block. Just check in with squeezing, creating that muscle memory. And then we come up onto the toes, where we can look forward and start to lift one toe or the other. You can go into your crow pose now or go back to a squat. So crow, you fly up and lift your toes. If it's part of your practice today, we'll start to just step back one foot and then the other. And then back up to our crow, bend our knees. All right, so practice your crow one more time. And then sit back. All right, right hand down to the mat or a block, and our left arm will reach up. Try to relax down into your hips. And then the other side. Hand goes down, other arm reaches up. Make sure you're breathing. All right, let's take it back to child's pose. You'll want to move your blocks. You can have lots of space or no space between your legs. Reach your hips back. And place your head either on your mat or on a block if it doesn't quite get there today. That's a good stretch for your lower back. Maybe the tops of the feet on the mat. All right, now it's time for some deeper stretches. We've done a lot of strength. So let's look up between our hands and bring our right knee to the outside of our right wrist, the back behind our wrist. And your left kneecap is down on the mat as well as the top of your foot. All right, so now you could use this for your forearms unless you want to bring your body right to the mat for a hip stretch. So some modifications, of course, that block under our head or a block underneath our backside. We'll bring our hands underneath our shoulders again, press up. And here's where we start to bend and straighten our back leg. So strengthening our hamstring. And then if you want to, we'll start to reach back. One hand, then the other. Just see how it feels. And then we'll pick one, probably the one that feels easiest to reach back with, to reach back and grab our foot. And then we think really deep transverse abdominis thoughts and lift our left arm up into our king pigeon. You can just grab your pants too if you want to, honey, sorry, or your strap. And we'll bring it down. Oh, let's do the other side. Push it back. Your left knee sweeps to the outside of behind your left wrist. And we've got this left foot either tucked right into your groin area or it's out more depending on your knee flexibility. And we come down into our pigeon on this side. We'll bring our hands under our shoulders, engage our core, lift up, and start on this side. Bend and straighten, start to reach back. And if just bending and straightening, that can be enough for you today. When you're ready, you'll reach one arm back or the other, whichever one feels best for you. Or you could just give yourself a quad stretch or reach our arm up. Good. Let's bring it down. Take that foot down, that top of the toes go down. We'll push back to downward dog. Pedal our feet a few times. Looking up between the hands. Let's bring our backside down, sweep our feet around to the front. For some, well, okay, I wanted to do a couple things. So we might just skip both today just to get those in. We've got our blocks beside us. So either So it depends, right? Maybe you can lift your backside up off the mat without blocks, or you have them at this area, or this. So check in with whatever works for, or maybe you've got them up like this. They're a little bit soft though, so be careful. All right, so we lift up, walk our feet forward into plank, into an incline plank. So we're gonna lift our hips up and then walk it back. Try not to touch your backside down until they go back behind your blocks. Oh, and then back through again. Incline plank, walk it back. Oh, and then place it down on the mat. Yeah, you almost have to just will your body. Let's tuck our thumbs in. Give yourself a lift. Actually, we'll do our boat while we do this. So lean back, bend your knees. You want to still keep a nice stretch across the chest. Then we'll take our hands under our left calf and work towards straightening, looking at our toes. Other side, reach that one up. Keep breathing. And then both. Reach them both up into our pike. And then down we go. Soles of the feet come together, where if you're taking care of your knees, you'll put your blocks there. So draw them in close. Hold on to your toes. And if you want to, take a little hinge forward first to your hips. Always focusing on that lengthening of the spine and then hinging at our hips. Amazing. We'll grab our big toes with our peace fingers. Come up, walk one foot out, and then the other, just trying to hold on. It's okay if you have to let go, just grab your calves or your strap, and we'll go down into our forward fold. Your blocks can be helpful here if you wanted it under your head. And let's walk those hands up, take them under our knees. Make sure you've got some mat to roll back onto. And we'll roll it back, draw our knees into chest. Take a little rock side to side for your lower back. You're almost there to the best 2 minutes of the day. Shavasana is coming soon. Let's take the soles of our feet now down on the mat. They're about a foot or two from our backside. And we'll lift up into bridge. Can be reaching our hands for our heels as our chest opens and widens. Slowly lower our back down. Let's bring our left knee into our belly. Extend our left leg down onto the mat. Did I say left twice? Maybe. Bring one knee into your chest, and then you'll draw that knee across the body with your opposite hand for a spinal twist. And then we open up across the shoulder blades again. So in this position, we want to focus more on the shoulder blades being flat on the mat, not with how far we can get that leg across. So our twist coming from above the belly button. Creaking and cracking and all kinds of sounds is totally normal in this pose. And we'll switch sides, extend the opposite leg long, draw your knee in and across the body where you can come right onto the hip and then reach the shoulder blades back down onto the mat. You can look down your back arm or keep your eyes closed. Other modifications can include to straighten out your top leg. That stretches your IT band. All right, bring those knees to chest. Give me a little rock side to side. Time for Shavasana, just a minute or two. So if you're taking care of your back, You'll want to keep your knees bent, walk your feet out, and then drop the knees back towards each other. If your back feels great today, extend the legs. Let the pinky toes fall to the edges. Settle in, close your eyes. You have eye covers around you if you want to block out the light. If anyone's in a hurry, it's 12:46. Otherwise, we'll have a couple, 1 minute of relaxation. So starting by just letting the weight of your body sink down into the mat, like you're melting in the snow. Give your muscles permission to let go of the bones for a moment. Softening our jaw. Our shoulder blades sink down, our collarbones widen. We notice a few big breaths and follow that breath all the way in to your lungs and all the way out. A few more. Give your breath your full attention. Each breath, completely unique, will never happen again. Appreciate that one. We'll relax our bellies, our hips, our legs, all areas of our knee, our ankles, and our feet. Really quick relaxation, never enough time. So let's wiggle our fingers, our toes. You can make some movements with our wrists, our ankles, move our head side to side, let your neck know it's time to get back up. And then you can roll over onto one side. Make your way up into an easy seated position, right back where we started our practice. Let's take a big breath in. Exhale, draw our hands down to our heart. One more time, big breath. If it feels okay, we'll take a little bow towards Mother Earth. Thanks for coming to yoga today. Namaste. Enjoy your day. We survived. Bye, YouTube.